defendant maintained that he was innocent despite the evidence.
Cathedrals.
We visited over a dozen cathedrals. You're the most important person in my life. I mean it.
Fantasy.
He can't always tell what's fantasy and what's reality. American forces landed on September 8th. Most food these days is grown using pesticides. Compete in. My sister wants to compete in the marathon. My sister wants to compete in the marathon. After telling her everything that happened with my boyfriend, I felt a sense of internal peace. Reproducing. The costume team did a great job reproducing ancient Roman clothing.
안녕하세요. 오늘도 오셨네요.
I get a lot of anxiety when I'm in a crowd. Occupied. The protesters occupied the lobby. Are you hungry? Nope.
엔트리님은 이번에 승급 잘 하셨나요?
Why do they keep raising their prices? She's hiding around here somewhere. Leave. Leave the door open. Superman is just a fictional character.
Let me get this straight. You gave him all your money?
No, don't leave me here alone. I'll look like a total loser. Plains.
Much of rural Texas is just plains and swamps.
여행 갔다 오셨어요? 여행 어디 갔다 오셨어요? 저 이번에 지금 그랜드 마스터인데 굉장히 치열해요. 여기 보시면은 자, 1등 하시는 분은 24,000점을 약간 엄청난 점수로 1등 하셨는데 저부터 3등, 4등, 5등, 6등까지가 엄청 치열합니다. 그래서 이 그랜드 마스터가 확실히 좀 빡세긴 하네요. 순위권 밖에 계신 분들도 14,000 이래가지고 빡셉니다. 좀 이번 주에는 저는 좀 열심히 해야 돼요.
Estimate.
I'd estimate it'll take like 3 hours to drive there. Personnel.
I hate hiring new personnel because it always takes so long to train them.
없어.
Brittany is a great singer. So is Christina.
My sister wants to compete in the marathon.
Cathedrals.
캐티.
We visited over a dozen cathedrals.
재밌게 들리셨겠어요. 호리에서 그러면 영어 좀 쓰셨나요? 영어로 대화를 좀 하셨나요? 확실히 그랜드마스터보다 좀 많이 빡센 것 같아요.
I didn't drink coffee until I was 16.
He can't always tell what's fantasy and what's reality.
This is the national flag of Canada.
You can only access the island with a ferry.
보통 영어권 가서 많이 쓰는 표현이 식당에서 주문할 때 많이 쓰시나요?
Can you go pick up my coat from Danny's place?
Occupied.
Occupy.
The protesters occupied the lobby.
Occupy.
Occupied.
I'd love to spend some time in France.
Much of rural Texas is just plains and swamps.
The costume team did a great job reproducing ancient Roman clothing.
Gives rise to.
This change in pressure gives rise to storms.
Give rise to.
Fundraising. Fundraising.
Fundraise.
The
Fundraise.
school held a fundraising event.
Fundraise. 성취.
Hiking Mount Dana was a great personal triumph of mine.
Triumph.
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 Can you tell her I'll be waiting here for her?
Linda has already given me the best birthday present ever.
Leave the door open.
I think we should discuss this at a later time.
She continued working until long after everyone else had left.
There are 100 members of the Senate, 2 from each state.
Dissolve.
Dissolve. Dissolve.
You can also dissolve it in a glass of water and take it that way.
Dissolve. Permanently.
Permanently.
What are your thoughts on living here permanently?
Permanently.
If we start climbing at 9, we'll probably get to the summit by 1.
Hello.
Please click the link below.
투민. 아니요, 저 그냥 일반 배경화면이에요. 자연이 그려져 있는. 품이 있는.
Decent.
자, 됐어.
Christopher is a decent enough guy, but he's not really my type. Christopher is a decent enough guy, but he's not really my type.
Cathedrals.
We visited over a dozen cathedrals.
Cathedral. Estimate.
I'd estimate it'll take like 3 hours to drive there.
Estimate.
I hate hiring new personnel because it always takes so long to train them.
Hi.
The protesters
Occupy.
occupied the lobby.
Give. 뭐야?
Gives rise to.
This change in pressure gives rise to storms. This change in pressure gives rise to storms.
Gives rise to. Gives rise to.
Fundraising.
The school held a fundraising event.
Dissolve.
You can also dissolve it in a glass of water and take it.
Permanently.
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 What are your thoughts on living here permanently?
Permanently. Descend.
Christopher's a decent enough guy, but he's not really my type.
We visited over a dozen cathedrals.
Cathedral.
We visited over a dozen cathedrals.
와우. 진정한 말해보카 팬이십니다. 굿.
Gives rise to.
Gives rise
This
to.
change in pressure gives rise to storms.
The school held a fundraising event.
You can also dissolve it in a glass of water and take it that way.
What are your thoughts on living here permanently?
This change in pressure gives rise to storm.
The school held a fundraising event.
펀드레이징. 조금 있으면 2등을 따라잡네요. 오케이. 오늘은 여기까지 하겠습니다. 바이바이.